So somebody made a comment on one of my videos about how they track you, like if they leave their phone at home and they go out walking and they're not driving. That's a good question. And I think I've touched on it a lot in a lot of my videos, but it probably didn't register, and I probably didn't make it register. But what I've noticed, and this is even when I have my phone, like everywhere I go, if I walk with my phone or if I'm driving, they are everywhere. You can't lose them, like, because they know your daily routines, because they've been studying you for however long. Some people say years. They know everywhere you go. They got a drone watching you. They got drone over the house or wherever you are all the fucking time. And it's law enforcement. How else do you think that they have the skills to find you? I mean, who else has those skills? So even if you leave your phone at home and you go out walking, they're constantly driving up and down, surveilling you 24/7, driving up and down your road. If you go watch Richard Moore's channel, USAGSA, he said he counted over 2,000 cars drive past his home one night or day, within like a 24-hour time period, I think. So they're always driving by you, always, relentlessly. Like, they really take their time out of their day to do this. Like, this is not a lie. This isn't being paranoid or crazy. They do. And you got neighbors watching you and communicating to everybody at all times, telling them where you are if they see you come out the house. I even watched, I seen a post on one of the groups saying that they had some people that he knew. I don't know if they were private investigators or it was just people that he knew, and he told them about it, so they checked it out for him. Because he told them, hey man, every time I leave my house, they know where I'm at. And supposedly, according to this post, they found that one of the neighbors or somebody in the neighborhood or law enforcement or somebody posted some type of electronic device on one of the telephone poles around their house. Well, somewhere nearby their house on the road, and somehow it would trigger whenever he would leave his house. If you have perpetrators involved in it and you live with them, they're going to tell them. They could set something up in your house like motion detectors, like underneath the house or in your house somewhere. And every time you get up and move, they can hear you leave. It'll alert them to where you're at in the house when you leave, or if somehow the drone can do it. I don't know. So it'll alert them whenever you're moving or leaving, or if they got cameras in your house, they're going to know. If they got microphones in the house, they're going to know and hear you when you leave. Nosy neighbors. If they got them supersonic sound hearing things, a neighbor has them, they're just headphones. You can buy them on Amazon and they can hear every damn thing. Or they got one of them little handhelds, they can be listening 24/7. Have it set up to listen to you and see when you leave. But there's always cars driving up and down around you, watching you, just because they want to stalk and harass you because they don't like you. So they're going to know, they're going to find you. And it sounds crazy talking about this. It does, but these are legit, rational ways of thinking that anybody can do. If they have the money to buy this shit, to do this, they don't like somebody, they ain't got nothing else better to do. This is how they do it. If they're hacking your cell phone and they're watching you through your camera and your microphone. I know this shit sounds crazy talking about it, but if they're watching and listening, they can see you put down the phone, they can hear you leaving or going somewhere. So even if you don't have a phone with you, they're going to know. You see what I'm saying? This shit does sound crazy. It sounds nuts. It does, to a normal person that's not going through it. And even I went thinking about this shit, trying to figure this out. Like, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was going crazy at first, but it's not. When you're in this organized group harassment program, the COPS program, it's a community-oriented policing program. They're watching you 24/7 now in the community. Like, they're doing that. This is what this program is designed for. And that's why you get everybody attacking you, talking about, oh, he's crazy, so they can deny it. And if you see what's going on with Kanye West in the media now, because he's exposing this stuff, they're trying to call him crazy and dropping all his record deals and everything for talking about shit. But I mean, you got nosy ass people, and I've also heard of, like, some people can use fax machines for hacking. They have to have a telephone line, or somehow they use a printer. I don't know how they do that. I've heard that. I've been told that. I don't know if that's true. So I don't know if that's part of an issue. I heard that here at my house, one of the perpetrators used a fax machine and printers to hack. Or they got something hidden up under the house. And I have noticed that, every time we've had to call the cable people, the perpetrator, he'll go underneath the house to remove everything he's done before they get here. It's crazy. It sounds crazy. I used to think it was crazy, but those actions show everything. So that's a good question, and that helps expose a lot of it. And if you were to leave your house and go walking, because somebody told me on Reddit that, well, what if I don't have a phone or a car and I move all the way out off grid? How are they going to find me then? Well, they know everywhere you go. Computers, internet. They talk to people you know. I mean, they call people, the places you go, and tell them shit, so they know everything you do, every activity, who you talk to, who you visit, where you go, around the certain times you leave your house. They got all that figured out. So maybe they don't even have to use all this technology once they have it all figured out. They might use it in the beginning to figure everything out about you. But I don't even think that they have to do all that stuff. I mean, it's very complicated. It's very complex. And that's why it's hard for people to believe this stuff. Because it's very complex what they do and how they do it. There's really no way to hide from it. It just is what it is. I mean, but it should prove, who's doing it. The FBI fusion centers they're state ran and contracted out, and the COPS program. So they had the ability to do all these things to investigate and all that. So that proves who's doing it. I mean, there's no hiding around that. But this was a good question because it helps to open up a lot of it, to expose more of it. So I appreciate it. And it helps me to think more on it too, because I don't have all the answers, but I know when I keep myself grounded, I can rationalize some things and figure it out so that I know that I ain't crazy. And that's why I tell y'all these videos, or I make these videos to try to explain this, to help y'all rationalize it and ground yourself so you're not, paranoid about it. because they want you to look paranoid and crazy because you don't know what's going on. And to other people that aren't aware of it, they're like, yeah, man, this dude's paranoid. You're right. Yeah, that dude is crazy, because they know what they're doing, but other people don't. But anyways, I hope this helps. If anybody has any more questions, hell, ask me. Shit.